Child, go on ahead, grab your tea, grab your water, because this season of Hetero Ultimatum was boring, but I'm gonna make it interesting for you. Hello, my name is Shani Trey, and I am a licensed professional clinical counselor. That doesn't give me the right to do what I'm about to do in this video, and that is judge some people, because as a therapist, I don't judge. But you know what we're gonna do today? We're gonna judge, and I'm going to give you insight into my therapy brain. Now, I'm not diagnosing, I ain't doing none of that. This is a different type of reaction. I'm gonna react to the couples and tell you what I overall thought about the show. Some of my thoughts you might agree with, some of them you might not agree with. Guess what? It's called an opinion. If you don't like it, you don't gotta be here. You literally can just like click out of my video and you can go anywhere else in the world. Anywhere else. You don't have to be here. I just want to tell you that. With that being said, I want you to check in with yourself today. Ask yourself, soul, how am I feeling? Am I feeling like a bad bitch? Or am I feeling like I want to be petty today? Whatever you choose, I support you. Let's jump into it. All right, first off, can I just point out the fact that as a bisexual woman, I would like more queer ultimatums. We don't need the heteros, because here's how I feel. I feel like no one, absolutely no one grew. I feel like people might have stayed the same, or parts of them were exposed in the reunion that we didn't see, but growth, I don't know. I don't know about the growth part. Here's what I'm thinking. First off, before I start judging these people, I want to let you know that I recognize, and you have to recognize this too. Right now, what we think about these people, it is a parasocial relationship. On top of that, we are getting a very small glimpse into who they are and just a moment in their life. We literally are watching them go through an experiment. And I want you to ask yourself, if you went through this experiment, you could not fake it. Parts of you will be shown, and they are human, but that don't mean I'm not gonna judge them. Let's get into it. Okay, first up, Kat and Alex. The first thing that I want to say when it comes to Kat and Alex, when they first stepped out, I was like, okay, they look like your typical white couple that's gonna get married, have a couple kids, stay together. That's the energy that they were giving me. Now, I don't think that Kat is weak at all. And I am so proud of her for speaking up at the reunion. Because here's the thing, we get a moment where Roxanne says that Kat doesn't speak up and Alex runs over her. But here's the thing, we actually did not get clips of that. Like, these are people's perceptions. And the reason why I say that is because we have to acknowledge we're viewing what editing the network has chosen to let us view. And to be honest with you, I completely agree with what Kat said about herself, where she is just someone who observes. She may not talk, but that does not mean that she is not weak. You see, one of the things that we have a problem with doing is assuming that because people don't open their mouths in conversation and don't talk, that they may be agreeable or they may be weak, and that's not true. To be honest, I think, and this is just my opinion as a therapist, when you have someone in a group that is just observing, they might actually be the strongest person in that conversation. Now, here's the other thing. So let's talk about Alex for a minute, because I think that people are going to see Alex as an asshole. And in my opinion, I think that he has asshole tendencies, but I would not call Alex an asshole. Here's the thing. I think that Alex is very much honest. His delivery of his honesty is where he falls short. Because let me tell you, people don't like hearing about themselves. And I know it's because I'm a therapist. But that being said, I think that he can deliver what it is that he wants to be honest with in a different way that may be digestible to people. And also recognizing the type of relationship that you have with people when you're choosing to tell them about themselves. Because not everybody that you talk to, even if you're in this experiment, is going to be receiving of the information that you give them about themselves. So overall, what do I think about Alex and Kat? And here's the thing. When the proposal happened, I knew Kat was going to say yes. I felt it in my bones. Even if you were like, no, she can't be with Alex, I'm gonna tell you why. Because when your trial marriage is fucked up and you see a side of someone that your partner does not show, and it increases the characteristics of your partner, hell yeah. Ain't nobody trying to start over. Dating is hard. Have you been on the app? Have you tried to date today? You might have some things that are some cons about somebody, but you be in a trial marriage with someone that's like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna say yeah to him. I knew it. Moving on. Lisa and Brian. So many thoughts. Okay. I'm gonna just come straight out and say it. I was highly, I don't know if disappointed is the word, but I think upset is the word, because I sat there and I watched this black woman bring down another black woman on TV, and I was like, damn, why are we doing this? Here's the thing. I get what Lisa is saying about Raya, where it comes to Raya may not be here to be with her man. The thing is, you don't know Raya. You don't know why Raya is here. And the way that you view Raya is based on your perceptions and the way that you have lived your life. You don't know that woman. You don't know how she shows love or expresses love. The thing that I feel like is wrong with this show and how people perceive other people is just because someone is not so lovey-dovey or talking about their partner does not mean that they don't care or does not love their partner. I'm gonna contradict myself later on when I get to another couple, but for now, can we let this stand? Because the thing is, like, I just saw Raya as someone that was like, I'm on national TV, we ain't about to expose too much. And I get that it was a show about love, but I just saw her as a very private person. She's the person in your friend group where everybody be keying about their man, talking about what he ain't doing, or their woman, or their person, or their partner. And Raya's gonna be like, I don't trust none of y'all bitches. That's the energy that Raya is giving. And I ain't gonna hold her. She is doing exactly what she wants to do. Now, let's take that out and bring it back to Lisa. There's a couple of things that I was just like, And the first thing is that I don't care if you are pregnant. I don't care if you are hormonal. You do not put your hands on another person. Like, we didn't even discuss that in the reunion, because here's the thing, everybody was talking about her emotions and how heightened she was, and I was like, first off, that's not what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about the fact that you put your hands on another person on national TV. That's what I'm concerned about, because if you did it on national TV, that ain't none of my business. But you know where I'm going with that. So that was my initial reaction. And then I was like, in all of ultimatum history that I can remember, ain't nobody put their hands on no one. And then when we get it, it comes from a black couple. I was like, oh, shit. By the way, that's the cheaper Stanley Cup. Oh my God. Okay, so we got the black woman putting down the other black woman. Then we got the black woman putting her hands on a king on national TV. My other gripe with this was, that's what the experiment is, a trial marriage. So initially as human beings, we are going to work off our attraction. And yes, she might want your man to go into a trial marriage with. What do you think this show is? This ain't Love is Blind? You on the wrong show. Overall, Lisa and Brian, I feel like from a therapy standpoint, they need therapy for their marriage. I don't know if they are in therapy. If they are, I'm happy for them, and I hope that they continue to work on it, but they have a lot of work to do. And I am so happy that just because a baby was brought into the picture, they didn't choose to get married, because don't be getting married for the wrong reasons, because you might end up in my office. My favorite couple, Ryan and James. Okay, let me just say, I didn't realize that Ryan and James were my favorite couple until the reunion, but let's talk about them. So immediately, one of the things that I was just like, can we stop saying that? Is they were like, we've been together for 7 years. You met when you were 16 years old, you were in high school. All them high school years don't even count. We ain't counting that. We are not saying I haven't gotten a ring in 7 years. That's not what we're saying. What we are counting is your adult brain. So let's go ahead and say from the moment you were 21, that means that technically y'all been together, I don't know math, but I'm gonna go ahead and guess that's probably about 2 years. And y'all babies, y'all 23 and 24, if I recall. They are 20, yes, they're 24 years old. Y'all got a lot of life to live. But I ain't gonna hold Ryan. See, I see why she say yes, James. I see it. Because when they showed James after dark, I was like, that's why that woman said yes. To be on a level with someone intimately, sexually, that your needs are met and it's a constant spark. Baby, my pocket purse tingling. With that being said, overall, what do I think about Ryan and James? I thought that Ryan and James were very genuine throughout this process. And I loved, can we just take a moment to acknowledge Ryan's pink lipstick? Because I was just like, girl, you are killing it. She just gave me like wholesome vibes. I'm trying to be in this experiment. There are no rules. And so I'm really trying to see what this means. Although she's the one that gave the ultimatum. With that being said, James, when they had the fight and James was like, you just keep going like this with your nails. I was like, ooh, baby, you you got some trauma there. We're gonna need a little bit of therapy. Yes, we are. And the thing was, they were arguing, I think it was like 3 to 4 hours in the middle of the night. Like the argument started at like 1 a.m. from what we saw from editing. And I was just like, James is not in his window of tolerance. And I think that that's something that they can learn in therapy as James works through his stuff, now that he's being open and more vulnerable with Ryan, because Ryan being able to navigate that will be helpful, because when you're arguing with someone who is out of their window of tolerance, we're not gonna get to a resolution, not at all. And if you don't know what the window of tolerance is, baby, I got other videos on that. This ain't the video. That's why I didn't explain it. Ryan and James, overall, I get it. James loves her. And I genuinely saw two people that genuinely care about each other. They're also high school sweethearts. And I wish them the best of luck. Riah and Trey. They are giving me the energy of someone you can't figure out. Riah and Trey, here's my thing. I think that they are comfortable. From what I see on TV, I think that they are comfortable. And the reason I say that is because they were like, we gotta compromise. And they could have done this off camera, but I'm like, what y'all compromise on? Besides Riah saying yes. What did y'all compromise on? What was the growth? And then I don't think that Riah wanted sex from James, if I'm being completely honest. I think that she was just someone who wanted affection in a trial marriage. I just wanna say that. I never thought that she wanted sex. But now looking back, now that we saw James after dark, I was sitting there like, James was like, girl, you ain't ready for this? Your man barely give you foreplay. You ain't ready for this. James, I see where you went. James was like, yo, we can't open up that beast with you. Back to Raya and Trey. So I think that Trey was very genuine. And here's the thing that kind of like, I feel like sucked for the experiment is I kept asking myself, like, what if this is a black couple that only dates like other black people? Like for them, that's what they find themselves wanting to be with, because we got to acknowledge that. That wasn't acknowledged. Like, what if Riah wants to be and marry a black man? Or what if Trey wants to be or marry a black woman? They weren't given that opportunity in the trial marriage because there wasn't another black couple, because, you know, Lisa and Brian, they did pack your bag. So I was like, they kind of just had to go through it. But I don't know if they really got the trial marriage, and that wasn't talked about. On top of that, when Trey was with Ryan, I kept wanting to ask her, have you ever been with a black man? And the answer is no, because that was her high school sweetheart, James. They've been together since she was 16. I don't know prior to that, but again, we ain't counting high school. And I so badly wanted to ask the question to Ryan, like, have you ever been with a black man? And if not, what do you think it means? Like, that conversation wasn't talked about in the hetero ultimatum. But you know when it was? In the queer ultimatum, Mal asked Lexi, like, have you ever been with a black woman? So that was missing. And I was kind of upset with that. I was kind of, not upset is the word. I was just like, that is a very important question. And I don't know if maybe he asked and we didn't get it, or he didn't ask and he was just like, fuck it. Like, what? Like, I gotta go through the trial marriage. With that being said, I think that Trey saw like how wholesome Ryan was, but ultimately he really loves Riah. And I think this man is like, I'm gonna do what I can to make it work. What do I think about Riah saying yes? To be honest with you, I don't think Riah got a fair shot at a trial marriage. So I don't know what she is basing her yes off of. I'm wishing her the best of luck. I'm wishing her and Trey the best of luck. We love and stand a king and queen couple, but I'm trying to figure out Riah. Here's the thing. Riah's 25, Trey's 29. And I'm sitting here like, okay, she want to live her life. She's a baby. And Trey, you just might have to wait a little bit longer and let her live her life. Like, I'm so tired of people being like, marriage is the next step. That is the next step. You do not have to be married. You do not have to be married. We on the last couple. Roxanne and Antonio. I don't think this couple should be together. I'm gonna just flat out say it. And I don't even care if we got a small glimpse into their life, because if this is a small glimpse into their life, I don't think they should be together. Now, here we go. Now, my therapy brain's gonna be working a little bit more here. Here's the thing. From what we see on TV, I do not think that Roxanne loves Antonio. I think that she deeply, deeply cares for him a lot. And I think that there might be a part of her that is afraid to move on. And the reason why I say that is because they've talked about how they have broken up and she comes back to Antonio. Alex asked her that question. He was like, why do you keep coming back to him? And Roxanne gave an answer, but he was like, that's why you leave him, but why do you come back to him? Now, granted, that part wasn't shown on television if she re-answered the question. And then she struggled to say, I love you to him. On top of that, she said yes. However, she did not wear the ring the next day. For me, as someone, like, if I'm a therapist and this couple sat down and I had the information from TV solely in their intake, we got a lot of work to do. Like, I'm talking years of work to do. First off, my first question is, Antonio, have you gone to therapy for your own abandonment issues? When you talk about substance use and your depression, your mental health, like, have you already worked on that? Because Antonio, I highly recommend individual therapy. Now, Roxanne, I highly recommend individual therapy too, because yes, she is a hyper independent woman. And here's the thing, put the cape down, because I understand that women have to work hard, but also at the same time, thinking that a partner will bring you down because you are so independent. It's not about the partner, it's who you choose as the partner. With that being said, we watch a few moments. One, Antonio is like running. Roxanne calls him and he's like running. Antonio also has a moment where when someone tells him an opinion, when Alex said, I think you let her walk over you and I don't think that Roxanne disrespects you, he could not see that. He could not see that. He was not ready for that information because Alex was not saying this is what Roxanne said. This is what I am observing. And because of that, Antonio needed to place his anger somewhere. And that is when Alex got wrapped into Roxanne and Antonio's shit. What do I think of this couple? I think that they are going to be together for quite a while and they are going to go back and forth with breaking up. And ultimately, it's going to take one of them realizing that the relationship is not healthy for them and instead is toxic. But how long will that take? We don't know. It's a mystery. I want to thank you so much for watching today. Again, these are just solely, some of these are my human opinion. Some of these thoughts aren't even therapeutic, but I want to thank you for watching because you're a real one and I appreciate you. Let me know in the comments below. Let's do a little banter. Tell me what you thought about the couples. Are there some couples that you adored? Are there some couples that you was like, bye, peace? But remember, these are real life people. Did I remember that in this video? I appreciate you. Deuces.